Rod, we
Herbie,
have 12 weeks of information. We have 12 weeks of data. We have 12 weeks of watching football with our own eyes, man. So I think it's time that we give our own personal NFL power rankings, man. So we're doing it different ways. I have my top 10, but this is really about your top 10. So I want you to go ahead and elaborate on your top 10, why the teams that you have in the order and why they're in the order that they are in. So, how did you come to this NFL power rankings top 10 through 12 weeks, brother?
so what I did was, Herbie, I didn't really think about the future of these teams, right? Because it's easy when you're thinking of power rankings to think about, okay, how good this team will be, right? Which is how a team like maybe the Chiefs or Ravens might end up on someone's power rankings. Spoiler alert, they're not on my rankings. Uh, I did these rankings, Herbie, a little bit mainly based off of just what I've seen from teams through 12 weeks. And I'm not thinking about who exactly they'll be in the postseason. I guess that factors a little bit based on some of the rankings, but for the most part, the way teams have played throughout the season, records factor in a little bit, head-to-heads factor in a little bit, the way teams have played lately factor in a little bit. So I picked a little bit here and there, but I put together a list that I felt pretty comfortable with, and I'm ready to get going, man. I'm ready to get it going, man. Is it? Should I just straight go now, or what's up, bro? How we?
Yeah,
How we?
go ahead. Let's go. Let's get that top 10, brother.
All right. And so the way I'm going to be doing this, I'll go through each team. I'll kind of talk about them just a little bit. I'll share some next gen stats, and then we move along with this. So number ten was actually the hardest for me because I wasn't quite sure which of the teams I really wanted in this spot because there was a few teams I thought could go in this spot. So these are basically honorable mentions. I thought about the Bucks. I thought the Bucks could make the top 10. I thought about the Niners making the top 10. I don't. I even debated the Ravens considering they've been hot lately. Lamar's back. It wasn't too hot against the Browns, but the Browns have a really good defense. But this may surprise some people, but my number 10 team so far this season, coming into week 12, is the Chicago Bears. The,
Ooh,
the Chicago Bears. I know. Shocker.
ooh, shocker,
Chicago Bears. This is listen.
shocker,
Would you believe, Herbie, that the Bears are leading the division right now?
which is
They
crazy.
are at the top of the North, right? Caleb Williams, historical fact, he has led 5 game-winning drives this season, which is the most by a quarterback in a single season in franchise history for the Bears. The Bears have never had a quarterback that has led.
Franchise. The Bears have never had a 4,000-yard passer.
Imagine this is a franchise,
Crazy.
but look, the Bears have been hot lately, Herbie. They've won a lot of their recent games, and even though defensively they've struggled at times this season, I think as the season has gone on, their defense has improved quite a bit. And Caleb Williams, while he isn't playing lights out, he's steadily improving. Him and his relationship with Ben Johnson, you can tell that there is some growth, albeit it's probably not going at the speed people want. But Chicago right now, even though they're at the top of their division, I rank some teams in their division ahead of them. But they are my number 10. My number 9 team is the Detroit Lions, Herbie.
Ooh, man. Number 9?
I know it's a little low for them. I put the Lions at 9.
Jesus.
I put them at
Okay.
9, but listen, against the Eagles, Herbie, they went 0 for 5 on fourth down, right? And I'm thinking to myself, Dan Campbell took over the play calling, and maybe somebody needs to take those duties away from him, man.
Yeah,
Because
because here's the problem. Once you take it, you can't just give it right back. Like it looks crazy. Like it looks wild to give it back. Like because it's like, all right, I did this. I embarrassed you, and then I went out and embarrassed myself. Nah, I'm riding this till the wheels fall off, man. Y'all finna see Danny Boy with that clipboard for a while, man.
of course. But the thing about the Lions, Herbie, they had a rough loss against the Eagles. They only put up 9 points. But I do like they're still a team that I look at as a contender. Their offensive line at times hasn't looked as strong as it did last year. But I have a couple of next gen stats to talk about their defense because I think their defense, I think it kind of gets overlooked. First and foremost, the Lions this season they've posted a missed tackle rate of 8.2 this season, which is the lowest in the league. This is a team that is disciplined. They make their tackles, something that I wish the Dolphins had started earlier in the season. I wanted to give a shout out to their middle linebacker, Jack Campbell. Okay, he leads all linebackers in run tackle percentage this season and run stop percentage. He has been a monster. He has been an animal. And, what the Lions are going to need, Herbie, is kind of like a performance that their defense put on against the Eagles. Now, the Eagles offensively have been struggling quite a bit, but I think the Lions, as the season goes on, they have as strong a shot as any team to win a division, and they're my number 9. My number 8 team, Herbie, and this is going to really shock y'all because of who I put at number 9. My number 8 team is the Green Bay Packers.
Shit, nah, you wild. Hey, you got like you really believe in that boy J Love, man.
I really, you know what, Herbie? I really do believe in Jordan Love, and even though I know lately he hasn't impressed per se, but look, I thought about this, Herbie. The Packers this season, they have lost 3 games with 16 or fewer points, Herbie, which which tells me that J Love has to do better, man. I'm putting a lot of stock in you, Herbie. They're my Super Bowl pick, so
Okay.
I can't really, what I mean, I can't give up on them yet because the season's still going strong. But this is what I'll say about the Packers, Herbie. The Packers are once again a wild card type of team that you really don't know how to feel about them. They seem to play to the level of their opponent any given week. But one thing that impressed me when I was kind of looking over information on them was they are the best third and long team in the league, Herbie. They convert third and 7+ at a 55% success rate, which is actually 9.4%, pretty much almost 10% higher than the next team, right? I think their receivers are some of the shiftiest, craftiest receivers in the league. They are fourth in league in yak yardage at 1,150. And I did want to shout out a player on their defense, a young player from last season who has been blossoming this season, Edrin Cooper. He is allowing 5.1 yards per target in his coverage, which is the 5th lowest among linebackers, and he has not allowed a single touchdown. And he has been a big part of how awesome that defense has been. Shout out to Micah Parsons too, by the way, who has 48 who has 48 pressures this season, which I think ranks second in the league, and this is actually like one of his down years in terms of that. Next team on my list. My next team on this list is the Buffalo Bills. Now, the Buffalo Bills, I put them at 7. Yeah, you can say I'm being unfair, but I don't care. It's the Bills, right? But look, the Bills are a team that I believe is being hard carried by Josh Allen, James Cook, and their offensive line. While that group has been able to really carry them along, and they're going to carry them all the way to the playoffs. I think the Bills are a bona fide playoff team, whether they win a division or not. Um, I think the problem that's going to kill the Bills, Herbie, is their rushing defense, right? And in the playoffs, what you're going to be facing is teams that can run the ball and play defense for the most part. And the Bills, they rank second in rushing yards per game, and they also rank second in explosive run rate. So, and that's 15.5%. Now, one of the more impressive things for them is that they've gotten the most out of Joey Bosa, Herbie. Bosa has a team high 30 pressures and 4 sacks. And I gotta say, the Bills defense, I think, has been more formidable in years past. Now, obviously, like every team, they have their injuries, but um, with how they are in the against the run, Herbie, and we saw the Dolphins ran all over them. There've been plenty of teams that have exploited this weakness. This could be something that haunts them down the line, but the Bills can beat any of the teams below or above them on this list, right? Because they have a superstar quarterback and a great running back, and that goes a long way. My number 6 team on the list, the Seattle Seahawks. Now, the Seattle Seahawks, I thought about ranking them higher, but and especially when you consider the fact that they had an opportunity to kick a game-winning field goal in a game where their quarterback throws for 4 interceptions and no touchdowns, which is incredible feat against one of the best teams in the league. But ultimately, when I look at the Seattle Seahawks, Herbie, they are about as complete a team as you're gonna get. Right? They have a formidable running game. They have weapons at receiver who are not popular, but they're good. You have one of the best defenses in the league, which has performed at a high level all season long. The big question mark for them, Herbie, which is the question mark that we've had coming into the season, is what Sam are you gonna get? You're gonna
You
get
gonna get Sam or you gonna get Scam? You gonna get
right.
Scam likely or you gonna get Sam Darnold? Scam Darnold or Sam Darnold? Who you getting?
That well, which one are you gonna give us, right?
Scam
Um,
Darnold really like he showed out. He showed
ooh,
out this past
he showed
Sunday,
out against the Rams, bro. But
like one
and
hundred percent.
they almost overcame Herbie, which is an important thing to think about. And a lot of that's because of their defense. And I was looking at these stats. Their defense has blitzed the second lowest in the league at 19%.
Yep.
But when they do, they have a league high 55% pressure rate when they blitz. So this is a team that they don't like to blitz, but when they blitz, they're extremely effective. They also, which I actually found this to be an interesting stat regarding the Seahawks, they have a 22% explosive rate on called passes, which is the third highest in the next gen stats era, but behind only the 2024 Ravens and the 2023 49ers. So this is a team that not only can defend well, but they can get chunk yardage when they play, and that's important, especially come playoff.
Yeah, I mean, especially in the playoffs, because at the end of the day, like the playoffs are about defense and explosives. That's football in general, but it's paramount in the NFL playoffs because you're playing good teams.
Right.
So the only way to really move the ball is have those explosives, right? Like Sam is on pace for like 40 something 100 yards, but he doesn't throw the ball that much. That speaks to what you're saying, dog. Like it's a lot of explosive, it's a lot of chunk yards, it's a lot of bombs to JSN. Yeah, you think I'm finna say his name? JSN, Jackson Smith.
In
Yeah, you
Jigma.
know that. You know the rest. You know the rest. All right, man. Who's number five?
Number 5 on my list, Herbie, the comeback kids, the Denver Broncos, Herbie. The Denver Broncos have 5 fourth quarter comebacks this season. They have been
One was what 30 points or 17 points?
about 17 points. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Like they have listen, man. Bo has been the guy in the fourth quarter, Herbie. And the thing about the Broncos is that they're obviously a young team that's still figuring things out. But Sean Payton is still one of the best coaches in football. They have weapons on offense. They have one of the best defenses in the league again, even without Patrick Surtain, which is props to them. Props to Vance Joseph, who the Dolphins a few years ago we dropped 70 on this team, and it feels like after that, it's like they pretty much hit rock bottom with Vance Joseph at that point, and they've just done nothing but just ascend since then, right? And I'm looking at the Broncos defense, Herbie. The Broncos defense, they run their man coverage 40. They run their man coverage 41% of the time, which is fourth in the league. But they hold teams to 4.6 yards per play in man coverage, which is top 10, right? So this is a team that they bog you down on defense. You have a guy in Nick Bonito who has 50 run pressures this season, 28 which have come in under 2.5 seconds. You know what I mean? And this is a team that is also third lowest in pressure rate, right? I mean, in terms of their third lowest in pressure allowed on offense, right? So the offensive line does an excellent job. They only allow pressure 26% of the time, so Bo is pretty well protected, right? And Bo is also a guy who can run. He can make plays with his legs. As a matter of fact, Herbie, I'm actually kind of surprised that maybe it's because Sean Payton is more old school, but I'm surprised they don't make more use of Bo's ability to run because he can run. He has athleticism, right? And you look at what they're able to do. He normally cranks up later in the games, but with the defense that they have, with the way they're able to control on offense, and regardless of how you feel about Bo, there's especially one thing he does extremely well is that he doesn't make a lot of mistakes. Bo is usually pretty efficient. He's not going to lose you the game, right? And he can go out and win you the game. He can make plays. So the Broncos, Herbie, they're right there in that window, and they're I picked them to win the AFC West, and they are proving me right. My, my number 4 team, and man, I really didn't want to rate them this high, but this is how I feel about them. The New England Patriots, man. They're the fourth best team in football right now to me on my power rankings. And look, when I look at the New England Patriots, Herbie, they make me sick because they are like, as a Dolphin fan, it's like someone holding a mirror to you and showing you how ugly you are, dog.
Yeah,
Like, like,
yeah.
they Herbie, they weren't bad long enough, Herbie. They didn't suffer long enough, man.
It's just crazy,
They
which is
didn't
nuts.
suffer like Herbie. Check this out, man. This man Drake made when he has a clean pocket, and this is important, Herbie. Shout out to Mike Vrabel, by the way, who has just come and just gave this organization the structure that Gerard Mayo wishes he could have given them, right? Drake May is complete 76, 70. He almost completes 78% of his passes when he's thrown from a clean pocket, Herbie, which is fifth in the league. He has 12 touchdowns to just 3 picks with a clean pocket, right? Drake May, especially when you look at the improvements they made on the offensive line, is having a stellar season, right? He ranks fifth in the league in passer rating. He has helped lead this team. He hasn't been playing outstanding. I think talks about him winning MVP, I think, are premature, but he has played great. He has been one of the 6, 7 best quarterbacks undoubtedly in the league all season long. And
You know what's crazy about Drake May? The thing about Drake May was that coming out of college was that his passes, some could get away from him. He might be a little erratic. He might have accuracy issues. This dude has a 80% on target rate. That means 80% of his passes are on target. He is
8 out of 10 times, man.
number one, clearly far and away the most accurate quarterback in the league right now. He's far and away number one person in that regard, right? Like, just for example, I think Caleb is 32, is like 45%. I think Patrick Mahomes is like 15th at like 60 something percent. He's at 80%. And you know what it is? Because he throws a very catchable ball. Can we get back to people throwing catchable balls again?
Right.
Like, throw a catchable ball. I really appreciate Caleb Williams' talent. Everything doesn't have to be a 95 a mile per hour fastball, dog. Why do you think your wide receivers are dropping these things, bro?
May got touch, man.
Like,
May throws a nice touch on that ball. He throw, and you know what I like too about him? He throws a pretty deep ball too, man. Like Drake May throws those deep balls that just sail perfectly. Like it kind of
yeah, he's
reminds me
best.
of
He
Stephen
has
A.
one of the best. He's having one of the best deep ball throwing seasons of all time. Like,
Yeah,
he's get- he
53% of the time he's completing it.
he's throwing, bro. It's 50-yard handoffs, man. Like, it's crazy. All right, who's next?
Next team on my list, Herbie, the Indianapolis Colts. And this is what I'll say about the Indianapolis Colts, Herbie. And I'm gonna run through like some of the notes I have. As y'all can see, I wrote a bunch of notes for these
Yeah,
teams.
you went OD. You really went OD for sure.
uh,
Good knowledge. Somebody can't play with you. I'll say that much. Somebody
um,
can't play with you.
I'll say this, Herbie. I think the move that might put the Colts over the top is acquiring Sauce Gardner, Herbie. Because what you're doing is you're fortifying a defense that has been playing pretty well throughout the season to go with an offense that has been playing at a historic rate in terms of scoring, right? And a lot of that is due to our MVP, Jonathan Taylor. Herbie, Jonathan Taylor has 67 missed tackles this season, dude. And because of how effective that he has been, Daniel Jones in the play action is he has the second highest attempts in play action. He has a 70% completion percentage, and he's averaging 9 yards per attempt, which is fifth most in the league off of play action. When you look at what Jonathan Taylor has been able to do, the Colts offensive line, Daniel Jones, the Colts receiving core, what their defense has been able to do. When you look at what this team, Shane Steichen, collectively have been able to do, Herbie, this has been people talked about the Patriots probably being the most surprising team and a couple of these other teams. But there's no team more surprising than this one, Herbie, because Daniel Jones wasn't even the guy that people were expecting to start. People were expecting, Anthony Richardson to start. And at first, we just thought that he was so bad, and that might not be wrong, but we just thought he was so bad that, damn, they got to give the job to Danny Dimes. But what we're seeing is that Daniel Jones might have been a competent quarterback all along. And when you put a competent quarterback with a bad organization, he's going to look a lot worse than he really is. And now he's in a position when he's playing with a great supporting cast as well as coaching staff. You're seeing what they could do. Like, I don't want to say that Daniel Jones was the missing piece for the Colts because we have yet to see what this looks like in the playoffs, but they have been the most impressive team in the AFC. On my list, they are the best team in the AFC. And it just occurred to me, Herbie, that I realized I'm probably going to piss you off a little bit with my final two. So I'm just going to share them at once, Herbie. I'm going to make this quick right now. My final two teams in this order: the LA Rams, the Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles are my number one team. And look, y'all, I get it. The Eagles this season, they are fourth lowest in red zone trips. They get to the red zone 23% of the time, dog. Okay. And I know they're one of the league leaders in three and outs. I get it. But consider this. They are a 9-2 team with no passing game. Their running game isn't even what it's been. and their defense has is getting back to that level they were playing at last year, especially in the second half of the season. The Eagles got to be the number one team, Herbie, because and I say this, and before I go to the Eagles, let me just say this about the Rams. Matthew Stafford is having a phenomenal year, right?
Well, yeah, for sure.
He's having like this guy, and this is a stat that really impressed me. Matthew Stafford, when blitzed this season, he's thrown 22 touchdowns and 0 interceptions. Okay,
Insane. Insanity.
which is ridiculous, right? And
Insanity.
you look at the numbers he's put up: 27 touchdowns and 2 picks. Out of the 5 players who have previously pulled this feat off Herbie, 4 of them won MVP. The only one who didn't win MVP was Patrick Mahomes because Aaron Rodgers accomplished the same feat in the same season. So Matthew Stafford probably has the strongest case for MVP at the moment when you considering history, considering how he's played. Now, like I said, Jonathan Taylor is our guy, but
Oh, it's over. It's over. It's over. Like Matthew Stafford, in my opinion, secured the MVP when he beat the Seahawks at the end of the day because that was the only way, right? Like Jonathan Taylor, bro, you tried. You tried to be the last non-quarterback to win MVP. It ain't happening. It ain't happening. That 22 touchdowns, no interceptions while getting blitzed. It ain't. Yeah, you tried your best, big dog. It's over. It's over. It's over.
But listen, man. The thing about the Philadelphia Eagles, Herbie, I know. AJ Brown has come out. It's funny because this team is always having some drama going on. They're always having political warfare, mutinies, factions developing within their organization. But Herbie, we've seen this movie before. Last season, Herbie, Jalen Hurts for the first half of the season did not play well. Last season, the Eagles didn't look that great in the first half of the season. You know what happened? They went on to win a Super Bowl. And I'm seeing the way they're looking to me this season is reminiscent of last year, where they're not really winning in impressive fashion, but they're winning in a way that wins football. And they're winning football the most important way. They're winning football in tough games. They're winning football grinding games out. And listen, come playoff time, Herbie, I'm expecting the Eagles to look a lot better down the line than they do now. And granted, I did say this list is based mainly on this most of the season. Considering where they are with how their offense has looked at times, bro, Jalen Hurts won a game where he didn't complete a single pass in the second half of a
Yeah,
game.
and that's why they're not my number one team. All right, I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn. All right, so let me get into my
That's
top
my
10.
list. Go ahead, my boy. Go ahead.
Let me get into my top 10, and I'm gonna start from the bottom to the top, right? And the way I'm doing my list, and I'm gonna blitz through it. It is Super Bowl confidence meter. That's really what it is. I'm ranking this in order of, do I think you are the most likely to win the Super Bowl? The Ravens, you ain't winning the Super Bowl because of your head coach. The Bills, you ain't winning the Super Bowl. Oh, and I'm naming them in order. Number 10, Ravens. You're number 10 because you're head coach. That's your number one op. My number 9 team is the Buffalo Bills. You're number 9 because you can't stop a nosebleed. I could get about 10, 15 yards on y'all. I'm confident. That's not going to win you a Super Bowl. You got Josh Allen. That's why you're in the top 10 because of Josh Allen. But no. Number 8. This one's going to surprise you. You had them a much higher than I did. And this is purely because I just have to see it. I don't trust them fully. So I had to put them at number 8. They're in the top 10 out of respect, but they have to be 8. The New England Patriots. They are incredible against the run, but you can pass on them. And because Keyshawn Boutte got hurt, and I don't know if he's coming back, it's going to be harder because at the end of the day, they don't really have playmakers. Drake May is just amazing, and he's making a lot of people much better than they actually are. They have Travion Henderson, who's coming along as far as giving them another outside, another dimension when it comes to explosives. But for the long time on offense, it was Drake May or bust. So I have to put them at number 8. Number 17, the Detroit Lions. The reason why they are this low is because their quarterback literally can't play in the cold.
He was bad, man. He was bad. He looked bad against
If the quarterback could play in the cold, they would be like my number 2 team. But if it is less than 55 degrees, Jared Goff is chopped. He's cooked.
Yeah.
It's over. So for that, they're my number
You
7
out
team.
here, man. Crazy.
My number 6 team, they have to be on the list. I don't care if they're 5-4. I don't care if they're 0-5 against in one score games. They have to be on the list. The Kansas City Chiefs. They're my number 6 team. I think they're better than the next team, but because of how dominant the next team is, I had to put them above the Chiefs, but it's still the Chiefs, right? I got to see them not make the playoffs to believe they're not going to go to the Super Bowl, right?
Pretty much.
That's what the Frankenstein a-hole ass team. My number 5 team, the Indianapolis Colts. I love the offense. I love the addition of Sauce Gardner, even though he's not as good as he used to be. Now, he probably could be elite again. We don't know how much of a negative effect the New York Jets had on him, which is kind of hurt his plays. Like, bro, why am I playing hard for these
Yeah, Jalen
guys?
Phillips, bro. Herbie, let me tell you something. Jalen Phillips, before you go on,
Go ahead, right.
prior to him joining the Eagles, he didn't have a single game with more than 5 pressures this season. His first two games with the Eagles, he has a game with 7 pressures and a game with 6.
Yeah, unbelievable.
It just goes to show you, bro. A change of scenery can go a long way.
Playing for a team that you actually think has a chance could go a long way. How about that? So they would be number 1 if their quarterback was a Daniel Jones. I don't care, man. It's still Daniel Jones, man. It's still Daniel Jones, man. I'm sorry, man. It's still Daniel Jones, man. My number 4 team, the Denver Broncos, 9-2. To me, I think there's a clear gap between this top 4 and everybody else. This top 4, I think are actual Super Bowl contenders. The Broncos, obviously, arguably the best defense in all of football. It's either them or the Eagles or the Seahawks. Actually, we have a lot of good defenses. Jesus Christ, man, we have a lot of good defenses. Speaking of Seahawks, Seahawks are my number 3 team. Seahawks would be far and away my number 1 team if they did not have Scam Darnold. I'm sorry, but the team around them is so complete, so amazing, so dominant. Literally, they just lost to the Rams last week, and they're still the number 1 team in DVOA.
Right.
They have arguably the best offense. They have arguably the best defense. The only thing stopping them. Think about this. They had a game where their quarterback threw 4 picks, and had a fumble, and they still had an opportunity to win the game.
Right.
Against who arguably is probably going to be the league MVP. It wasn't against the Browns. It was against the Rams. And they did that. So that shows you how good they are. As a team, I have to put them in the top 3. Number 2, I hate these bastards, but it is what it is. The Philadelphia Eagles. They are literally designed to beat you in the playoffs in the most disgusting way possible. They are a boa constrictor. They're going to grind you out in the most ugly, disgusting way. But they have a cornerback who is allowing less than 47% of his passes completed on him. The defense is amazing. It only got better. You assholes let Howie do it again and get Jalen Phillips for freaking nothing. Oh, my God, I hate them. And my number 1 team is the Rams, right? My number 1 team is the Rams because, unlike the Seahawks, the number 2 team in DVOA, they have a quarterback that could go anywhere, that could win any kind of way, and he is truly a throwback. You do not need to be mobile to be a great quarterback. Matt Stafford, at 37 years old, is showing everybody that, yeah, Tom Brady's right. A lot of these dudes just don't know how to play football. If Matthew Stafford is dicing people up and he needs back injections, what does that say about the rest of you quarterbacks, man? Y'all need to get back in the film room, man. You can be a pocket passer. A pocket passer is going to win the MVP, man. A 37-year-old pocket passer is going to be the MVP. Listen.
Quick random question, Herbie. Does this solidify him making the Hall of Fame? Did you think he was going to make the Hall of Fame before this?
I did not think he was going to make the Hall of Fame before last season. Last season is where I was like, okay, now it's getting hard. Because I told you, you know me. I've said it. Complete 180. I was a Matthew Stafford hater. And it was like, this is the thing. 2 things could be true. Matthew Stafford did play for the Lions, and the Lions did held him back. But Matthew Stafford contributed to that. Matthew Stafford had talented teams. He played with Calvin Johnson. He played with Golden Tate. He played with Ndamukong Suh. Like stop this idea that like he wasn't on the Browns. Like I know the Lions have a terrible history, but he was not on the Browns.
No, they had some good teams during his years there.
They had
That
good teams.
team.
They
Yeah,
had talent. They had good O lines, right? Like he did not make plays because he was Sam Darnold before Sam Darnold, man. Like he was going to he was going to do something stupid. The year they won the Super Bowl, he led the league in interceptions. He led the league in pick six. He threw 17 interceptions and he threw 6 picks. He almost threw a pick to lose the game against the freaking 49ers in the NFC Championship. It literally hit the safety in his hands. He just dropped it. Now he's elite. He's legitimately he is Android 18. He's Cell after he ate Android 18. This is final form of Matthew Stafford, dog. He's perfect Cell now, dog. He is the perfect version of himself, the best version of himself. He's seen so much football. He's seen every single defense you could think of. You can't fool him. He knows what he's doing. Dude, he is throwing no-look 30-yard dig routes, man. Come on, man. Stop playing with this man, man. He's 100% making the Hall of Fame. He already has he's probably going to be the first quarterback to make the Hall of Fame that never made All-Pro. This is going to be his first All-Pro, obviously, but he's never been an All-Pro. He's only a 3-time Pro Bowler.
And think about this, man. He's probably going to win an MVP, and Drew Brees didn't. That fucks me up.
Crazy.
Fucks me up,
Crazy. So yeah, man. Both our top tens. Yeah, man, I like it, man. I like it. Any last words before we get about here, brother?
The only other thing I'm gonna say is, and I gotta do this because a friend of mine, my friend's mom, would I deserve to do this to her. To all the people watching and to all the people who are watching in the future, we have launched a website.
We did. Yes, I suck at promotion. Like,
yeah. I gotta do this for my babies. You feel me?
For sure.
PHINOuttawater.com. Y'all check us out, man. I will put the link in the YouTube videos for you guys to check it out. It's a friend of mine, and she did a great job making
an incredible job.
So
awesome job for sure.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna definitely shoot her y'all way. I'll put the link in the description, but just wanted to give them a shout out. And obviously, my boy True.
What up, man?
Yes, sir. Always love, man. But yeah, Herbie, obviously, I love doing this with you, and we'll be back at this Sunday. Know what I mean? Bye week for the Dolphins, by the way. So
bye week for the Dolphins, man. So let's tap in, man. So we can actually focus on some actual good football, man. Rod, that Sunday game. Woof. Ugh.
Oh, dude, man. Let me tell you something, Herbie. Let me tell you something, man.
That Sunday game. Woof.
We've had some ugly wins, but that was one of the most just topsy-turvy ugly wins I've ever seen. Like, it has its riveting moments because of bad coaching decisions, but for the most part, I'm glad that game was over, Herbie. But I wore the gear to represent. So
let's go. All right, man. Deuces.